What's up, guys? Cortese back at you, and we got a little twist today. We're going to do a video topic that gets back to my roots as a sprinter. Okay, a wide receiver, played football, ran track. My best, just to relate to this topic real quick. In college, my best hand time 40 was a 4.47. In all reality, it was probably a legitimate electronic 4.6, high 4.5 40. Was also a sprinter in track. 100 meter, 200 meter, 400 meter. So I can relate to this topic very well. Not only that I have done it, but I coach it as well. Okay. So the question is, how do I perfect a 40-yard dash stance? What can I do to have a faster start? Just basically, how do I run a faster 40 is the big question here, okay? And it all comes down to the start. I'm sure you guys have heard this before many times. We got to nail the start. We got to get the start better. We got to have a faster start. But how do we do that? Like, how in the hell do you get a faster start? And how do you set up for it? How do you start right? Blah 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 blah. Number one, you got to get strong. Okay, you can't neglect the weights. All right. Number two, we got to get the start down. And here's a quick tip for you. Okay, when we get set up in our start stance, all right. This is just my take on the 40. Doesn't mean I'm right, but this is how I did it. This is what I use. The same trick I'm showing you right now, helping run a 4.47 with this starting tip. Okay, and I learned this from Charlie Francis, the late great speed coach, and I'll show you two right now. Okay, so number one is your setup. Now make sure when you get set up, my front foot forward is my left foot. I'm a left-footed jumper. So if you are a right-footed jumper, you want to have your right foot forward. Okay, an easy way to do that, stand in place, close your eyes, have somebody push you forward, and that's the foot you'll start with in front. Okay, without even thinking about it. Okay, again, most people that are right-handed will have their left foot forward. Most lefties prefer their right foot forward. Everybody's different, so you need to experiment with this and see what feels best for you. Okay, moving on. So my left foot is forward. Now here's the start line. You can barely see it. Okay, so I'm going to put my left foot right behind the start line, like an inch away from the start line. All right. Then I'm going to place my right foot back, heel to toe. That's where my left foot goes. Okay, so we're exactly 1 foot length back from the start line. Okay. Now where's your right foot go? It goes another foot length back, and then about hip width apart. Okay. This looks like a starting block stance for a sprinter, which is exactly what it is. Exactly what it is. Okay? Now again, you can mess with this more or less, but for me, again, this is what I feel comfortable with. Okay? I know there's a lot of coaches that teach, like Joe DeFranco teaches the very, get as close as you can to the line, which we still are, but this is how I feel that it's going to be most efficient for most people. And again, you can mess with this more or less. You can move your both feet forward, you can move them backwards. We don't want to start to get too far away because then we can't go over the line, which is what I'll show you next. Alright? We got our foot placement set up. Okay? Now what we got to do is we got to get ourselves set. Yeah, I'm going to put my right hand down on the line, right behind the line. So we got this line all the way across. Your hand can be just behind the line, not on it. Okay? Alright? So notice how my shoulders are directly over my hands, or slightly in front now. Okay? Now from here, all we got to do is to get our hips set up, and our hips are directly above our shoulders, slightly higher, so our knees are still bent. Okay, we're not stiff-legged like this. Back is flat. My eyes are just looking, they're neutral. Okay, we don't have to purposely look down and conk our heads down, but from your hips all the way to your head should be a nice straight line, so we can drive the ground back away from us, so we can go out. Okay? Okay, so we're getting set up now. Okay, we get our hips set. We take a deep breath in. We put our left hand back by our hip. Alright? Now the only thing left to do is, my weight is evenly distributed in both feet. Okay? If you do this right, you shouldn't be able to hold it for very long. Okay? You should feel like you're going to fall forward a little bit. Alright? The only thing left to do now is we focus on flicking the back hand up like that. Okay? It's almost like Charlie Francis used to describe, it's like a cat, looking for a fly. They're just sitting there and they see that fly and they just flick at it real quick. It's the same thing with the sprint here. Okay? It was the same concept for starting blocks. Same concept applies to the 40. We got to flick that lead hand up. All right. So if my left foot is up, my left hand is back by my hip, ready to go. All right. And the only thing left to do again is we think quick and fast starts. Okay, not strong and powerful. Think quick and fast. Quick and fast. Okay, we got to get out of that start. Boom, quickly. All right. So we get ourselves set. Okay. As you're looking just neutral, you can also you can look straight ahead like that as well, but we don't want to start looking up like this. Okay. Just neutral head position, hand back, and flick. Okay. We're out of there. All right. Quick and fast. Okay. And as you get out of the start, smooth strides, long and powerful. Let yourself kind of gradually come up, and then we're pumping our arms down and back. Okay? That's your 40-yard. That's your 40-yard dash start tip, guys. Remember, get your feet position set up first. Get those hips up. Deep breath of air. Hand back by the hip, and lead hand just flicks out of there. Boom. Quick. Okay? And exhale under pressure. That's it, guys. Cortese, JohnCortese.com. Speed and strength training for athletes. If you need any tips or questions or comments, leave them below, and we'll try to get a video up for you guys. See ya.